Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. Happy New Year. Health and happiness to this year coming forward and to infinity and beyond. God bless. We're going to continue with our matchup between the 1966 Los Angeles Dodgers and the 1975 Reds. The game have now moved to the West Coast and La La Land. I play as the 1966 Dodgers, the out of the ballpark 20 sim engine, the 1975 Reds. The series is knotted at 1. Both really good games. Let's get to the starting lineups and play some baseball out of the park 20 style. It is on sale for, I believe, one more day. I think tomorrow the sale's over. $4.99. This game, every season comes with it. Minor leagues, everything. Historical matchups, what-if matchups. You can play as-played lineups, or you can play open world. Lots of fun. For $4.99, can't go wrong. That's my little promo for Out of the Ballpark 20, because I love the game so much, amongst my other baseball games. All right, here we go. The starting lineup for the Cincinnati Reds. And let's make sure that's AI. Oh, no, I'm not. That's that. And the Reds are AI. All right, for the Cincinnati Reds, Pete Rose leads things off. He's at third base. Joe Morgan bats second and plays second. Behind the plate, Johnny Bench batting third. Tony Perez is the cleanup hitter, and he'll play first base. George Foster bats fifth, and he's in left field. Ken Griffey Sr. is in right, batting sixth. Davey Concepcion, smooth fielding shortstop, bats seventh. Batting eighth in center field, Cesar Geronimo. And towing the rubber for the Cincinnati Reds, trying to give them the lead here in Los Angeles, Fred Norman. Norman was 12-4 in 1975, 3.73 earned run average. For the 66 Los Angeles Dodgers, who I manage, Maury Wills will play short and lead things off. Willie Davis is in center field. He'll bat second. Jimmy Lefevre's at second base, batting third. Lou B. Johnson is the cleanup hitter, and he is in right field. Wes Parker's at first base, batting fifth. Tommy Davis is in left field, batting sixth. Our experiment with Ron Fairley at third base continues. He's only had one ball hit to him. He started double play, and he's hitting quite well in the series. He'll bat seventh. Johnny Roseborough has struggled in the series. He'll bat eighth and do the catching. And Claude Osteen is on the mound for the first game here in Los Angeles, and to try to give the Dodgers a 2-1 lead. Osteen in 1966 was 17-4 with a 2.85 earned run average. At the ballpark, we have W. Voggs, Happy New Year. Larry Harris, Happy New Year. And Philip Reynolds, Happy New Year. Philip says, Go Reds. Appichatter is also at the ballpark. Happy New Year. All right. And hopefully the game sounds will come on. We're, again, few hiccups with the new computer. Still haven't figured out how to get the camera to work. We'll try to figure that out next. Here we go. And game sounds excellent. All right, here's Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle, followed by Morgan and Bench. Claude Osteen on the mound, we've already told you. His quality of pitch is below average. Movement excellent. Control very good. Stamina excellent. We have Johnny Roseborough. He's a 7-arm and 7 defense behind the plate. Fairly, no rating at third, but so far we've lucked out. Wills is an 8, Lefevre's a 7, and Wes Parker's a 7. Solid defenders to good. Actually, beyond good. Tommy Davis is in left, 4-range, 5-arm. Willie Davis, 8-range, 5-arm. And Lou B. Johnson, 5-range and a 5-arm. So here comes Pete Rose. Rose is currently batting .714 in the series. First 2 games with 2 ribbies and no homers. Switch hitter, batting righty. Excellent contact hitter. Not much power with a great eye. Osteen is ready. He rocks and deals to Rose. 1-2 count to Charlie Hustle. And here's the pitch. We have a little bit of rain, I think it says. And that is a gap shot to right center field. That's going to be extra bases as Davis chases it down in right center field, and Rose has a leadoff double. His hot hitting continues. He is swinging a mighty stick. Unbelievable. So that brings up little Joe Morgan. Morgan batting .250 with 2 ribbies. Very good contact, average power against lefties, and a great eye. Osteen nods his head. Roseboro sets the target. The pitch to Morgan. 0-2 count. He's in the hole. Swing and a miss. One away. That's a huge strikeout for Osteen. And now here comes Johnny Bench. Bench has struggled. He does have one ribby, but he's batting 1-1-1. Good contact, power, average eye against lefties. He's a right-handed pull hitter. On deck, Tony Perez. Dodgers infield will shift left. You can see Lefevre playing directly behind the second base bag. Here's the pitch to Johnny Bench. 1-0 count. Bench will swing the lumber. And that's a rip shot down the third base line. And that's going to score Rose as it's in the corner. It's going to be a double. Here's a throw to second. And Bench slides in safely. 1-0 as Rose scores. As Tommy Davis' throw was not in time. That'll bring up Tony Perez. He has struggled so far. 143 with a ribby and no homers. On deck, George Foster. Osteen looking for Perez. He's a pull hitter also. He has gone the other way when we've gone into the shift, but we're going to shift left. The pitch to Perez. 2-2 count to Tony. Tony grounds to Fairley. Fairley has it. Looks back. Bench and throws to first. So the Ron Fairley experiment at third has been quite well. He looked Johnny Bench back and then threw to Wes Parker. So 2 outs. Bench will be off on contact. Nears George Foster. Griffey's on deck. Foster batting .250. Right-handed power stick. No ribbies, no homers. He will go fishing. Osteen will try to hit the black of the plates here. Roseboro sets the target. The pitch to Foster. 3-1 count. Foster grounds it slowly to second. Backhanded. Here's a throw. It's low and Parker has it. Yes, it's in time. As they just beat Foster. The Reds get one. We go to the bottom of the first. 1-0 Cincinnati. Due up for the Dodgers. Wills, Davis, and Lefevre. Fred Norman on the mound. 12-4, 3.73. Behind the plate, Bench is excellent. Rose below average at third. Concepcion, Morgan, outstanding up the middle. Tremendous. 10 out. They're both 10 out of 10. And Perez is an 8 out of 10 at first. So Rose is the weak link defensively. We did watch him drop a pop-up in a game in Cincinnati. Foster's an 8-range 6-arm in left. Cesar Geronimo, 10-range 7-arm in center. And Ken Griffey Sr., 4-range 5-arm in right. Philip Reynolds said, did my first game of 2020 today. Excellent. I'll have to catch that on replay. Check out all the wonderful content creators in the chat. W. Vods, Appa Chatter, Philip Reynolds, and of course our good friend Larry Harris, who's friend to all the community. Here comes Maury Wills. Wills is batting .500. He has a homer and a ribby. Good contact hitter. Very little power, but he did smash one out in Cincinnati. Norman is ready. He deals. 3-2 count to Maury Wills. Pitch homeward bound. And he walks. Oh, Johnny Bench wants the call. So the speedy base-stealing threat, Maury Wills, is at first. And here comes Willie Davis, center fielder, batting .556. Dodgers have swung the bat quite well in this series so far. No homers, no ribbies. Contact. Very good. It's an 8. Power's a 3. Eyes a 2. We're going to play hit and run. There goes Wills. They pitch out, swing and a miss, and the throw down. Bench guns out Maury Wills. So they pitched out. Wow, quite wisely there. And Maury Wills is gunned out. As Willie Davis did swing, he tried to get that bat on the ball and the pitch out. So 1 out, base is empty. Joining us at the ballpark, Dodgers Always says, Happy New Year to all. I think I see me near left field foul pole about 5 rows back. Excellent. Jack Dawson's here at the ballpark. Happy New Year to both of you. And check out Jack Dawson's wonderful channel. So here's Willie Davis now. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch to Davis. 1-2 count by Norman. The lefty deals. Ground ball to Morgan. Morgan has it. Throws to Perez. 2 away. So the failed hit and run possibly has taken the Dodgers out of an inning. And it could be a 1-2-3 inning even though Wills walked. And here comes Jimmy Lefevre. Lefevre batting .300 with 2 ribbies. Very good contact, power, average eye. Right-handed batter. He's a pull hitter. Infield, outfield for the Reds, straightaway and normal. Norman picks up the sign from bench. Pitch homeward bound to Jimmy Lefevre. 1-0. Lefevre swings the stick. Ground ball. Concepcion ranges to his left. Long throw. And it's low. Perez scoops out of the dirt. And the Dodgers are retired. We're through 1. And Cincinnati of 1975 are up 1-0 over the 66 Dodgers. Due up for the Reds. Griffey, Concepcion, and Geronimo to face Claude Osteen. Ken Griffey in the series, batting .333, no homers, no ribbies. Good contact hitter. Very good eye, very little power. He's a left-handed spray hitter. He'll use the whole field. Osteen nods his head. Johnny Rosebrill sets the target. The pitch to Griffey. 3-1 count. Griffey in the driver's seat, ball 4. So a speedy Ken Griffey's at first. Steve Conrad is at the ballpark. Hope ball as well. Happy New Year. And here it comes, a smooth fielding shortstop, Davey Concepcion. Concepcion .250 with 2 ribbies and a stolen base in the series. Good contact hitter. Poor power, average eye. There's the pitch out. And Griffey does not go. So Concepcion has a 1-0 count now. We're going to play at double play depth. So Wills and Lefevre pinch the middle. The pitch to Davey Concepcion. 2-2 count. Ground ball slowly hit to Lefevre. Lefevre has it. He fires to Parker. And that's another good play by Ron Fairley. The third base experiment, knock on wood, has worked to get a better bat in the lineup. But it acts as a sacrifice. Oh, well, it does. It moves the runner over. No sacrifice on the ground out, though. So 1 out. Griffey in scoring position. Reds lead 1-0. Cesar Geronimo will not bat, as we are going to... I should just plunk him with the ball, but we'll intentionally walk Cesar Geronimo. Set up a possible double play. And here's the pitcher, Fred Norman. And Norman is an excellent sacrifice bunter. So we're going to play corners in. This is where we're going to have a little danger here with Ron Fairley. We're going to play corners in. Fairley in at third. Parker in at first. The pitch to Fred Norman. He's going to go after the first pitch. He squares the bunt, but he misses it. And again, here's the pitch to Norman. 0-2. He puts the bunt down with 2 strikes. Osteen fields it, throws on the wheel play to Lefevre, and they get the out at first. So that's a gutsy play to keep the bunt down, but probably something good to do. It's a pitcher up. And he got it down with 2 strikes. And here comes Pete Rose, who has been killing Dodger pitching. He's batting .750. Morgan's on deck. No easy task here. Here's the pitch to Pete Rose. 0-1. He's going to swing the stick. Ground ball back to Osteen. Osteen has it. He throws to Parker, and the side is retired. The Reds strand a runner at third. We go to the bottom of the second. You can hear the cheers here at LA. Good job by Claude Osteen. Bottom of the second, 1-0. The 1975 Reds over the 66 Dodgers. Up for the Dodgers, Johnson, Parker, and Davis to face Fred Norman. Lou Johnson batting .333 with a ribby. He awaits the Norman offering. Here's the pitch. Full count to Johnson. Swing and a miss. That ball was down and away. That fastball hit the target of Johnny Bench. Reds throw it around the infield. 1 out. Here's Wes Parker. Parker is batting .200, but he has a homer and 3 ribbies. Wes Parker played Daniel Boone, I believe, on the TV show. Bench goes through the signs. Norman nods his head. Arms down to his chest. The leg kick and the pitch to Parker. 1-2 count. Parker in the hole. Strike 3 inside corner. Another really good fastball finds its mark. So 2 up, 2 down. Norman has struck out 2. And here comes Tommy Davis, right-handed batting, left fielder, batting .500, a homer, and 3 ribbies. Let's see what Tommy Davis can do to Fred Norman. Norman has been in the zone. He nods his head. Pitch homeward bound to Tommy Davis. 2-2 count to Tommy. Will he strike out the side? Yes, he does. Swing and a miss. Down and away. And we go to the top of the third. Norman strikes out the side. 1-0 Reds. Due up for the 75 Reds. Morgan, Bench, and Perez to face Claude Osteen. Little Joe Morgan is 0 for 1. Left-handed normal hitter. Here's the pitch from Osteen to Morgan. Full count to Little Joe. Morgan grounds a deep short. Wills has it. He fires to Parker, and they get Morgan by a step. 1 away. And here's Johnny Bench. Bench 1 for 1. Knocked in his second ribby, now batting 200. Bench, right-handed pull hitter. Infield shifts left for the Dodgers. Outfield, straight away and normal. Stephen Conrad says West was also on the Brady Bunch. Yes, he was. Don Drysdale was on the Brady Bunch. And what Super Bowl winning quarterback was on the Brady Bunch? Let's see if the chat knows that. I bet you they do. They're very smart in the chat. All right, Lefevre's playing behind the second base bag. 1 out, no one on. The pitch to Johnny Bench. 1-1 count to Bench. He's going to swing away. Ground ball to short. Wills, Maury Wills boots the ball, throws, but not in time. He almost had a double error there, but Parker was able to corral the low throw in the dirt. And that's going to be an E6. So Bench is on, and here's Tony Perez. Perez is 0 for 1. He's batting 125 with a ribby. He's 1 for 8. Perez, another left-handed pull hitter. Shift left. Lefevre once again behind the second base bag. Here's the pitch to TP, Tony Perez. He swings at the first offering. He rips a shot down the left field line. Tommy Davis chasing it in there. He has it. Will they wave the runner around here? No, they hold him up at the last second. So that is a double for Tony Perez. Going first to third is Johnny Bench. So the error could come in costly. As Philip Reynolds says, Joe Namath, you are correct. And Dodgers always says, Davy Crockett. Oh, I'm sorry. I said Daniel Boone, I think. So the Dodgers in a pickle here. 1 out, 2 on. Foster at the plate. Foster's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch around, meaning we're going to try to get Foster to bang the ball into the ground. Full count. Swing and a miss. He chases in the dirt. That is a huge strikeout for Claude Osteen. As Roseboro says, that's the way to do it, Claude. So now 2 outs, 2 on. Will the Reds squander this opportunity for insurance runs? And that brings up Ken Griffey, Sr. He walked his first time up. 2 for 6 in the series, 333, no homers, no ribbies. Sip of coffee. Concepcion on deck. Here's the pitch around again. Can they get Griffey to chase? Full count to Griffey. Swing and a miss! Down and away! And Osteen strikes out 2 with runners at second and third. The Reds get nothing. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Cincinnati. Oh my lord, what a job by Claude Osteen. Due up for the 66 Reds. Fairley, Roseboro, and Osteen. Fairley playing third base for the first time ever. Well, at least out of the ballpark in 66. Again, in this series, he's a first baseman outfielder, first baseman right fielder, and we decided to play him at third because his fielding skills at first are not bad. And we believe they should translate, and so far they have. And he's batting .429, so we don't have an automatic out at third with a ribby. Can he tie it up with one mighty swing of the bat? Norman kicks and deals to Ron Fairley. 1 ball, no strikes. Fairley swings the stick. Base hit up the middle. The Ron Fairley experiment continues. As Dodgers always says, Fess Parker did play Daniel Boone after he played Davy Crockett. All right, so I was right. Actually, someone told me that also. I remember him on Brady Bunch. So Tony Perez will hold on Ron Fairley, who's fairly the well, now batting .500. And here's Johnny Roseboro. And he is 0 for the world, 0 for 7. And he's not very good with the sack bunt. And Osteen's on deck. Let's see what Roseboro can do. Hopefully he doesn't bang into a double play. Infield, outfield, straightaway and normal for Roseboro. Norman deals quickly to Johnny Roseboro. 2-2 count. And what happened there? A balk is called on Norman. He can't believe it. Bench says, what did he do? And that's a beautiful thing because Ron Fairley advances into scoring position. He's the tying run. It's a 2-2 count. Now, we will at least hope that Roseburl can hit this ball on the ground to the right side. Let's see if he can pull it to the right side. He digs in that left-hander's batter's box. Norman nods his head. Bench sets the target. The pitch to Roseboro. And he grounds it to the left side. Rose has it, looks the runner back, and throws to Perez. So Roseburl's struggles continue at the plate. So 1 out. Fairley's at second. Not a lot of speed, to say the least. And here comes Claude Osteen. Let's see if Osteen can help his own cause. Norman deals to his counterpart, Osteen. 1-1 count. Osteen sends the ball into right. On the run is Griffey. Fairley bluffs, but does not go. So Osteen made a bid for it. But Griffey had a good jump on it. So there's 2 outs. Top of the order, Maury Wills. Wills walked his first time up. Can Maury Wills tie this up? Steve Conrad says, fun fact, Ron Fairley never played first base in a major league game. Are you sure about that? I'm pretty sure he played first base in a major league game. He never played third base in a major league game, I would think. But I'm pretty sure he played first. They have him rated at first. And in the outfield. I'm just assuming he played at first. But that's his fun fact. We'll find out if it's correct. That would be something because he's rated at first. Let's just take a look. Where is he? Let's click on Ron Fairley. Third base. You are correct. Yeah, I put him there. It's an experiment. And we put him there. Steve. He's a 5 at first. Below average in right, but infield, where's his infield ratings? That's his outfield. Where did I see his fielding stats? No, I saw it somewhere. Ratings. Okay, so he's a 5. There's usually an error rating. Why am I not seeing it now? Well, he's a 5 at first, so I figured he wouldn't be horrific at third. I saw something. Oh, here it is, over here. Duh. He's a 5. His infield error, yeah, not good. But again, he's 5. Turn the double play 5. So he's probably we're looking at a 4-2-4. And knock on wood, he's been okay. So we've lucked out there. I didn't want to have an automatic out at third. And again, if we have a lead, we take him out. All right, 2 outs. It's up to Maury Wills now to knock in Fairley to try to tie the game. 1-0, 75 Reds. The pitch from Norman to Wills. 2-2 count to Maury Wills. Wills grounds it to deep short. Concepcion's got to make the throw. It's a low throw. Perez scoops out of the dirt. What a stretch. And they get Wills. The Dodgers strand Fairley at second. We're through 3. 1-0, the 75 Reds over the 66 Dodgers. It'll be Concepcion, Geronimo, and Norman to face Claude Osteen, who pitched out of a mess last inning. Osteen's thrown 57 pitches. Concepcion is 0 for 1. The pitch to Davey, 1-2 count. He's in the hole. Oh, it's going to bloop into left, and making the diving catch going towards the line is Tommy Davis. The Superman dive and the slide, 1 away. That is a web gem, and here it is. Concepcion, this looks like that's going to dink in down the left field line, and look at Tommy Davis laying out with a Superman dive. 1 out. Dodgers fans loving the D there. And that will bring up Cesar Geronimo, left-handed pull hitter. Hard shift right. So Fairley now playing short. Maury Wills to the right of the second base bag. Lefevre on the outfield grass. The pitch to Cesar Geronimo. 0-2 count. He is in the hole. Swing and a miss on the pitch, down and away. That was a fastball. So 2 up, 2 down, and Osteen will face his counterpart, Fred Norman. Here's the pitch to Norman. 1-1 count. He had a sack bunt the first time up. Ground ball, third base. Fairley has it. He throws, and the side is retired. The Ron Fairley experiment at third has gone quite well here in this ever-important series of historical matchup. 75 Reds, 1. The 66 Dodgers, nothing. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Due up for the Dodgers, Willie Davis, Jimmy Lefevre, and Lou B. Johnson. Norman, 3 innings, 1 walk, 3 Ks, no runs. Here's Willie Davis. He is 0 for 1. Left-handed batter. He's going to try to drop a bunt for a hit. He's a 6 out of 10. And my God, do we miss bunts? We miss bunts like there's no tomorrow. 0-1. And now they pull Rose in at third. Let's see if we can just go the other way and smack it the other way. 0-1. He's going to swing. And it's a blooper, and Joe Morgan comes out of nowhere. A great play by little Joe Morgan. Perez was going backwards, but he was not going to make the catch. Griffey was never going to get there, and little Joe Morgan, that is a web gem in my book. Look where Morgan comes from second base, as he robs the Texas leaguer 1 out. Now I'll bring up Jimmy Lefevre. He is 0 for 1. The pitch to Lefevre, 1-0. Lefevre swings. Oh! Line shot. Great reaction. Cat-like reaction by Norman. 2 away. ID Gestures at the ballpark. Check out his wonderful channel. Thank you for joining us. Happy New Year. So 2 outs, base is empty for Lou B. Johnson. Johnson batting .300 with a ribby in the series. He did have 17 homers in 66. Johnson, a right-handed normal hitter. Average power, though, against left-handed pitching. He awaits the Norman offering. Pitch homeward bound. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. He went too far. The side is retired. They appealed it, and the inning is over. We go to the top of the fifth. Cincinnati clinging to a 1-0 lead. Due up the top of the order for the 75 Reds. Rose, Morgan, and bench to face Claude Osteen. Osteen, 4 innings, 1 run. 2 walks, 4 Ks. Pete Rose batting .667. The pitch to Charlie Hustle. 1-2 count. Rose in the hole. Swing and a miss! And sweet revenge for Osteen. That's 1 out. Here comes little Joe Morgan. He's 0 for 2. Left-handed normal hitter. Osteen rubs up the baseball. He is back up on the bump. Arms down to his chest. He rocks and deals. 3-0 count. Morgan swings. He's got, that's a gap shot to left center. He had the green light. Morgan heading to second. Will he go to third? No. As the relay throw comes into the shortstop, Maury Wills, it's a 1-out double for little Joe Morgan. They gave him the green light. Sparky gave him the green light on 3-0. A huge insurance run at second, the speedy Joe Morgan. And here comes Johnny Bench. Bench 1 for 2 with a ribby. We're going to go pitch around here to see if we can get him to extend his strike zone. Trying to hit the black of the plate. Roseboro pounds the mitt, sets up, full count. And ball 4. Roseboro tried to bring the ball up, but they didn't fall for it. Ball 4. He couldn't sway the umpire's opinion on the frame job. But it does set up a double play, but here's the cleanup hitter, Tony Perez. Perez is 1 for 2. Right-handed pull hitter. Shift left. Lefevre behind the second base bag. Morgan at second. Bench at first. The pitch to Tony Perez. He swings at the first Osteen offering. And it's a fly ball. Shallow right center. Coming in is Davis. He makes the catch. He fires towards the cutoff man. And that is Willie Davis. You have Willie Davis in center and Tommy Davis in right. So 2 outs, 2 on. The Reds could squander another opportunity here. Dodgers always says, I wonder if Rose has money on this game. You never know. We questioned it when he dropped that easy pop-up. I think that was in Game 2. But the Reds won Game 2 and tied the series. We're knotted at 1 apiece. Game 3 here in L.A. 3, 4, and 5 are in L.A., and if necessary, we go back to Cincinnati. So Foster's 0 for 2. How do you do? Osteen is ready. Foster struck out in the third. Osteen peeks over his shoulder at second. Now in at the plate. Nods his head. Roseboro sets the target. The pitch to Foster. Foster swings. And that is hit. Left center field. Davis on the move. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. So Osteen pitches around 2 runners on. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 Cincinnati. Remember the Great Sports is here. Check out, he did a wonderful one. He always does wonderful stuff. Great stuff. And he did in memory of baseball players who passed in 2019 and football players. And I believe he also said in a message back to me, replying to a comment, women's baseball. So, well, no, thank you for stopping by, my friend. Thank you. Good, great stuff you do on your channel. Another wonderful member of our community. So it's going to be Wes Parker, Tommy Davis, and Ron Fairley to try to tie this ball game up against Fred Norman. Norman, 53 pitches, 4 innings, no runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks. The pitch to Parker, 1-0 to Wes Parker. Parker swings, base hit to left. So Parker is the tying run for the Dodgers at first. And that brings up Tommy Davis, excuse me. He's 0 for 1. He's 4 for 9 in the series with a homer. It was a 3-run homer. We're going to play hit and run. The slow-footed Parker goes. Base hit up the middle. Parker hits second, is on his way to third. So, hit and run works. Tommy Davis, 10 out of 10 contact. Wes Parker, below average speed, but is a 7 base stealer, so he reads things well. We went hit and run. First and third, here come the Dodgers. Sparky Anderson a bit queasy in that Reds dugout right now. No outs, and here's Ron Fairley. The third base experiment has worked. He's batting .500, and he's played a very solid third base. Can Fairley hit this ball deep enough to score Wes Parker, or can he go bippity-boppity-boom? The pitch to Ron Fairley. 2-2 count to Fairley. Fairley popped up. Morgan going out. Makes the catch on the outfield grass. 1 away. So Fairley does not come through, and now here comes a struggling Johnny Roseboro. He is 0 for 8. He is 0 for 8, and he just has not made good contact. This is a lefty-lefty matchup. We're going to go with, we pinched hit with Stewart one time. He struck out. He's got 5 contact here, 5 power, 264 average. Al Ferreira is a 4 with a 5 power, 270. We're going to go with Dick Stewart. Dick Stewart will get the call. And Jeff Torberg will come in to do the catching. Johnny Roseboro is pulled. And here's Dick Stewart. He's 0 for 1. He had 1 pinch hitting appearance. In 1966, 264 and 91 plate appearances. 3 homers, 9 ribbies. We're hoping that Dick Stewart, Dr. Strangelove, can at least hit this ball deep enough to score a run. Remember the greats, says Al. More to come about the in memory of. I'm planning on doing Japanese baseball, Canadian League, Canadian football, basketball, racing, wrestling, and boxing all in the next few weeks. Take care. Back to video grind. Well, thank you very much for stopping by, my friend. Here's the pitch to Dick Stewart. First and third, 1 out. 3-0 count to Stewart. Ball 4. Norman walks. The bases loaded. And he pitched very carefully because here comes Claude Osteen. Osteen's pitched quite well. Osteen's career at the plate in 405 at-bats, 163, 3 homers and 22 homers. Do we lift Claude Osteen? I think not. I'm hoping Osteen can somehow do something good here. Infield in, outfield shallow. Osteen will take. Here's the pitch. Pressure's on Norman to throw a strike. Ball 1. I think that was they wanted to see if they're going to try to squeeze. Osteen to take again. Norman rocks and deals. Strike 1. 1-1 count. Osteen looks down to the third base coach. They play the organ here. Infield in, outfield shallow. 1-1 count. Osteen chokes up on the bat. He's going to swing away. 2-2 count. And he hits it hard to first. They go to the plate, and they get the force out. Oh, he hit a shot. Perez, nice backhanded play, and he threw to bench, forcing out the runner. And now Base is loaded with 2 outs, top of the order. And here, once again, Maury Wills is up in a clutch situation. Can Maury Wills do it? Tying run, Tommy Davis, 90 feet away. Dick Stewart, Dr. Strangeglove, who pinched hit, come up to pinch hit, walked. He's the go-ahead run, and Claude Osteen's at first. The pitch to Maury Wills, 1-2, Wills in the hole. Wills, fly ball, right center field. That's going to hang up for Geronimo. He makes the catch, and what a squander. What a squander. Bases loaded, and the Dodgers cannot push across the tying run. Great job by Norman and the Reds. And Jeff Torborg will come in to catch. Stewart out of the game. A huge squander for the Dodgers. So Torborg comes in to catch. Dodgers always says, getting late for this old dude. I couldn't make it to the ball drop last night. I'll catch the rest of this game on the big screen. Good night to all. Well, good night to you, my friend. And Happy New Year. God bless. Thank you for stopping by. All right, so it's Griffey, Concepcion, and Geronimo to face Claude Osteen. Griffey's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch from Osteen to Griffey. Full count to Griffey. Griffey takes that inside pitch. He sends it to right, going back a bit. And making the catch is Lou B. Johnson. 1 down. Now bring up Davey Concepcion. He is 0 for 2. Osteen works quickly to Concepcion. 1-2. Davey in the hole. Swing and a miss. 2 up, 2 down. That is Osteen's 6th K. And that will bring up Cesar Geronimo. He is 0 for 1. Has also been intentionally walked. Fred Norman on deck. We're going to go pitch around to Geronimo. 2-2 count. Will he chase? It looks like he's going to chase. And he punches it slowly to short. Long throw. Scooped out of the dirt by Parker. He saves Maury Wills. An error on the side is retired. Wes Parker, great job at first base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. That 75 Cincinnati Reds cling to that 1-run lead. It's 1-0 Cincinnati. Due up for the 66 Dodgers. As their hot hitting has gone anemic. They've only had 3 hits here. Will be Willie Davis, Jimmy Lefevre, and Lou B. Johnson to face Fred Norman. Norman doing an unbelievable job here. 5 innings, 2 walks, 4 Ks. The pitch to Willie Davis. 0-1 count to Davis. He swings the stick. And he bloops one into right. Once again, the Dodgers have the tying run on. That will bring up Jimmy Lefevre. He's 0 for 2. Lefevre had 24 home runs and 74 ribbies in 1966. Hit and run. The pitch. Ground ball to short. Concepcion's only play is to first. And it's low, but Perez scoops it out. 1 away. But Davis is in scoring position. The speedy Willie Davis at second. And that brings up Lou B. Johnson, the right fielder. He is 0 for 2, currently batting .273 with a ribby in the series. Looking for his second ribby to tie this series up. Johnson in 66 had 17 homers and 73 ribbies. Norman peeks over his shoulder. Morgan bluffs towards the bag. Norman's now ready. He rocks and deals to Johnson. Johnson swings at the first offering. Ground ball right side. Morgan ranges to his right. Throws to Perez, 2 away. Advancing to third is Willie Davis. So 2 outs, and Willie Davis 90 feet away from tying it up for the Dodgers. And here comes Wes Parker. He was on the Brady Bunch. He played Daniel Boone and Davy Crockett. Can he now come through? Parker batting .250 with a homer and 3 ribbies. He's 1 for 2 today. The pitch to Parker, full count to Wes. Strike 3! He goes down looking unbelievable. The breaking pitch. He was set up with a breaking pitch and couldn't pull the trigger on the fastball, where through 6, the 75 Reds won, the 66 Dodgers nothing. Osteen back up on the bump. He's thrown 102 pitches so far, but he's still fresh. 6 innings, 3 walks, 1 run, 6 Ks. If he loses, he will be the definition of a tough luck loser. He'll face Norman in the top of the order, Rose and Morgan. The pitch to Norman from Osteen. 1 ball, no strikes. Norman choking up in the bat. Grounds to short. Wills has it. Throws to Parker. 1 down. And here comes Pete Rose, 1 for 3. Osteen up on the bump, toeing the rubber. Picks up the sign from Jeff Torborg. Torborg, I forgot to tell you, 6 defense range and a 6 arm. Here's the pitch to Rose. 1-1 count to Rose. Oh! They plunked him. Osteen with a wry smile on his face. I don't think it was intentional, but he didn't really care. Osteen. Now Rose jawing at Osteen. Osteen jawing back at him. Wes Parker has something to say to Mr. Charlie Hustle. The men in blue restore order. So 1 out, 1 on. Little Joe Morgan, 1 for 3. He has doubled. The pitch to Morgan. 3-1 count. Hitters count. And he's going to gap shot another one to left center field. It looks like extra bases here. Will they wave Rose around? No, they don't. Another double for Little Joe Morgan. 2nd and 3rd. The Reds desperately trying to push across an insurance run. They're only up 1-0 here in the top of the 7th. 1 out, and Johnny Bench is at the plate. The Dodgers get some bullpen action up now. It's going to be Phil Regan, the closer. And Ron Peranowski, the lefty. So they're going with their 2 supposedly best bullpen guys. Miller has the only save, though. And let's go with a mound visit here. As Osteen says, I train all offseason for outings like this. I feel great. Manager says, you go get him. All right. We're going to play the infield, outfield normal. Here's the pitch to Bench. 0-2 count. Bench grounds it up the middle. Maury Wills with a diving stop. He fires to Wes Parker. They get Bench. He robs Bench of a hit, but not the ribby. Rose scores from 3rd, and it's 2-0. But had we played in, that would have been through, and there would not have been an out. So here comes Tony Perez. Foster's on deck. Here's the pitch around to Perez. 1-1 count. Perez reaches for it, and he drives his ball to left on the run. Making the catch is Tommy Davis. The Reds get that insurance run, but the Dodgers get off cheap. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 2-0 Cincinnati as they play Take Me Out to the Ball Game here in Los Angeles. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever go back, for it's root for your home team. If they lose, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Will that rev up the Dodgers? Due up for the 66 Dodgers, who trail by 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Tommy Davis, Ron Fairley, and Jeff Torborg. Regan and Peranowski are ready. We will sit them down. We don't want to tire them out. I play with the warm-up rule. You don't have to, but I do. And here's Tommy Davis. He's 1 for 2. Norman back up on the bump now with a 2-run lead. 6 innings, no runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. He deals to Tommy Davis. Davis swings at the first Norman offering. Ground ball. Norman has it. Norman throws. 1 away. Perez has had a lot of tough work at first. You see these throws low, but he's gobbled them up all. And here's Ron Fairley. Fairley batting .444. He's 1 for 2 today. Playing 3rd base. The Ron Fairley experiment. Bench goes through the signs. Norman nods his head. The pitch to Ron Fairley. Full count to Fairley. Ball 4. So Fairley's on. Tying run comes to the plate. And Jeff Torborg. We don't have any other catchers. He will hit. We'll definitely have a pinch hitter for Osteen if he gets up. We don't want to hit in a double play here. So let's get Peranowski up again. So they got righty, lefty, and Phil Regan up again. They're both ready, but I just want them up. I don't want that double play ball. So here's Jeff Torborg. He's going to take. He's a tying run at the plate. The pitch is inside. He checked his swing. Ball 1. Tried to come high and tight. He's going to take again. Norman fires it in. Strike 1. Off-speed pitch was in there. 1-1 count. Here is the pitch to Jeff Torborg. He swings. Ground ball to Rose. Rose to Morgan. And Torborg beats out the double play ball. The slide into Morgan by Fairley. Morgan couldn't get a lot on it as he was leaping over Fairley. The inning stays alive. And now we're going to sit Paranowski and Regan. We don't want to tire them out. We're going to go pinch hitter. They should be okay. We're hoping that we get a hit here. And we're going to go with Al Ferreira. We'll pinch hit. Right-handed Al Ferreira. Let's make sure he's a righty. Al the Bull Ferreira. And bats righty. That's what I thought. He's going to pinch hit for Claude Osteen. Osteen's day is done. We'll either go to Paranowski or Regan. So here's Al Ferreira. He's 0 for 2 in the series. He's had 2 pinch hitting appearances. And against lefties, he's a 5 contact and 5 power. 270 in 1966 and 115 at-bats, 5 homers, 23 ribbons. 2 outs. The pitch to Al Ferreira. 1-1 count to Big Al. And his shallow fly ball on the left coming in is Foster. He makes the catch and the side is retired. So Norman continues to baffle the Dodgers bats. We go to the top of the 8th. 2-0 Cincinnati looking to take the lead here. Series knotted at 1. First game in Los Angeles. And now we're going to go with, I got Foster, Griffey. We're going to go with the closer, Regan. He's ready. They'll go into the 9 spot. So Al Ferreira, the Bull, is 0 for 3 in pinch hitting. And here's Phil Regan. Regan has thrown an inning and 2/3. 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 2 Ks. ERA in the series, 5.40. In 1966, 14-1 with 21 saves, trying to keep it a 2-run deficit and get it to the bottom of the 8th. He deals with Foster, Griffey, and Concepcion. Here's the pitch to George Foster. Full count to Foster. Pitch homeward bound. And that ball's down the left field line, and Tommy Davis can't get to that one. It's going to be a single. Foster with a wide turnaround first, but thought better of it. So Foster at first, 1 out. And here's Ken Griffey, senior, lefty-lefty matchup. Dodgers go to double play depth as Wills and Lefevre pinch the middle. I'm sorry, righty-lefty matchup. The pitch to Griffey, 3-1 count. Hard hit ball. Wills. His only play is to first. He fought about, you saw him look to second, then decided to throw to first. Good range by Wills, moving to his lefty backhand. Got the out at first. Good strong throw, 1 out. George Foster at second. Concepcion batting only 182 at the plate. And the hot hitting, or the better hitting in the series, Geronimo up next than the pitcher. Here's the pitch to Davey Concepcion. He's in the hole, 1-2. Regan looking for the strikeout. Ground ball up the middle, and it's through. Here's the throw to the plate. Oh, it's cut off. Oh, boy. And it's 3-0. Racing around from second base for the Reds was Foster, excuse me. So it's now 3-0. Davey Concepcion comes through in the clutch. Phil Regan struggling now. His ERA is 9. Here's the pitch to Cesar Geronimo. There goes the runner. Torborg holds the ball. Didn't even have a chance. So 1 out. They will now walk Geronimo. The stolen base leaves first base open. They'll deal with Norman. Will Sparky Anderson. Norman's been cruising along. Will Sparky Anderson go to a pinch hitter? Play the corners in. Here's the pitch to Norman. They stick with Norman. And wow! Well, the Reds just, I think, ran themselves out of the inning. Concepcion takes off on the the sinker. It's a strike him out, throw him out. No, I'm sorry. It's out at third. I misread that up top. So Davy Concepcion, I don't know if someone missed a signal there, but Concepcion was off and running. And Norman did not protect. I think Concepcion missed that signal. So 1 out, 1 on, 3-0. As the Reds put up another run here in the top of the 8th. Oh, Norman's still at the plate. The pitch to Norman. Ground ball. Maury Wills steps on the bag, and he does not fire to... That's 3 outs. I miscounted my outs, so I was right somewhere in there. But the Reds do get 1 more. Nice play by Maury Wills. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Reds have put up single digits in the 1st, 7th, and 8th. They lead 3-0. Due up the top of the order for the Dodgers to face Greg Norman. They have not been able to solve Norman. Norman throwing a 4-hit shutout. It's Wills, Willie Davis, and Jimmy Lefevre. The pitch to Maury Wills. 0-1 to Maury. Can he get a hit here? He swings, slowly hit to third. Rose charges, and he just eats the ball. An infield hit for Maury Wills, a speedy Maury Wills. And now bring up Willie Davis. Davis is 1 for 3. Norman up to 101 pitches, like Dalmatians. He kicks and deals to Willie Davis. Davis swings at the first offering, and shallow fly ball to center. And Concepcion goes racing out. As Geronimo was racing in, he makes the catch. A fine play by the shortstop for the Reds. 1 out, 1 on. And here's Jimmy Lefevre. He is 0 for 3. If Lefevre goes yard, it's a 3-2 ball game. Norman looks to first. Perez holding the speedy Maury Wills on. Now the pitch homeward bound to Jimmy Lefevre. 3-1. Hitters count for Lefevre. Lefevre sends his ball to left. On the run is Foster. He makes the catch. Reaching up. Nice play by George Foster in left. 2 down as Maury Wills retreats to first base. And now it's Lou B. Johnson who had 17 homers in 1966. Can he go yard? Ron Peranowski gets up. As well as Bob Miller for the Dodgers in the pen. Here's the pitch to Lou B. Johnson. 1 ball, no strikes. Johnson swings the lumber. Ground ball back to Norman. And he throws high, but Perez has it, and the side is retired. He still befuddles the Dodgers. We go to the top of the 9th. The Reds up 3-0. Regan has thrown 19 pitches. Rose. All right, we're going to let Regan go. Let's go to mound visit here. I'm good for another hitter or 2 at least. Peranowski's ready. We're going to go to Peranowski. Regan has not really done well in this series. He's their closer. Miller will sit. So here's Ron Peranowski to face Pete Rose. The pitch to Pete. Can he lead things off here in the top of the 9th? Reds up 3-0. And he lines out to Wes Parker. Very good reaction by Parker at first. 1 out. Reds denied a hit there. Steve Conrad says, go, go, Maury. So here's little Joe Morgan. He's 2 for 4. He has 2 doubles. Lefty-lefty matchup. Peranowski nods his head. Torberg sets the target. The pitch homeward bound to little Joe Morgan. 1-2 count to Morgan. Morgan grounds to the right side. Lefevre has it. Throws to Parker. 2 away. Now bring up Johnny Bench. Peranowski rubbing up the baseball. Now he's back up on the bump. He toes the rubber. Peers in at Torborg. Infield shifts left. Outfield straight away in normal. Bench awaits the Peranowski offering. And here it is. 2-2 count to Johnny Bench. Bench, fly ball, right field. On the run, Lou B. Johnson. And he makes the catch. And the side is retired. Johnson got to giddy up on his horse. We go to the bottom of the 9th. 3-0 Reds. Reds looking to take a 2-1 lead in this series. Best of 7, game 3. Norman looking for the complete game 5-hit shutout. The Reds 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors. The Dodgers no runs, 5 hits, 1 error. It will be Parker, Davis, and Fairley. Wes Parker's 1 for 3. The pitch from Norman to Parker, 1-2. Parker in the hole. Let's see if Norman can get him. Base. No! Concepcion ranges well to his right. Throws to first. 1 away. Robbing Parker of a base hit. Uncle Dave Gardner's in the chat. He says, let's go Mets. Check out that wonderful channel. I was enjoying his hockey game between, I got to finish it, between the Oilers and the Quebec Nordiques with my beloved Stastny brothers. And it's a fun game, and he does a wonderful call, so please check that out. Also, check out hockeytournaments.com, and, of course, Digital Dice with Uncle Ron Juckett and Uncle Dave Gardner, which is on speaker something. I'm getting better. I almost remembered it. All right, so 1 out. Tommy Davis is up. 3-1 count to Tommy. Can he get on? Pops it up, foul territory. Bench Perez, and Perez calls off Johnny Bench. 2 down. The Reds 1 out away from taking a 2-1 lead in this best of 7 and sending home field advantage back to Cincinnati. Remember, the Dodgers got the split they wanted in Riverfront. But it looks like they're going to drop the first one here at Dodger Stadium. Here comes Ron Fairley, the third base experiment. He's played excellent third defensively. He's batting .444, 4 for 9, and a ribby. He's 1 for 2 today. The pitch to Fairley. Norman trying to end it here on a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, and the ball game is over. Norman ends it in style. He punts his fist, and the Reds celebrate Game 3 victory. They're now up in the series 2-1. As Apachatis is still enjoying this Reds game so far, well, I'm sure you're happy with the result. The Reds win 3-0, and they take a series lead 2-1 over the 66 Dodgers. And let's go. Let's see who the player of the game. It's got to be Fred Norman. Player of the game, Fred Norman. Norman goes 9 innings. 5-hit shutout. Walked 3, struck out 6. Claude Osteen pitched well. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Both of them earned 3 walks, 6 Ks. He loses a tough one. Regan, again, the closer, struggles out of the bullpen in this series. 1 inning, 2 hits, a run. It was earned. Walked 1, struck out none. His ERA is now 6.75. Paranowski, 1 clean inning. And his ERA is now 3. Player of the game, Fred Norman. Let's quickly go through the batting line score. Pete Rose, 2 for 4, batting .545. He had a hit. He did strike out once. He has 2 ribbies in the series. Doug Flynn came in to play third. I always miss that in the 9th. He's the defensive replacement. Morgan was 2 for 5 with a strikeout. He doubled twice. And he's batting .308. Bench was 1 for 4, did knock in 2. But he's still struggling with the average, .154. He now has 3 ribbies in the series. Perez, 1 for 4. He's batting .182. Foster, 1 for 4 with a run, scored and a strikeout. He's batting .250. Griffey, 0 for 3, a walk and a strikeout, batting .222. Retterman came in to play right. I got to look for these. I missed that one, too, in the 9th. Did not bat. Concepcion was 1 for 4 with a ribby and a strikeout, batting .250. And Cesar Geronimo, we pitched very carefully because he bats in front of the pitcher. He was 0 for 2. He walked twice and struck out once. His average has dipped to .375 with a ribby. Norman was 0 for 3, but he doesn't care. He won the game. The Reds in the victory, 33 at-bats, 3 runs, 7 hits, 3 ribbies, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. The Reds left 9 runners at the plate. They could have blown this game open on a couple occasions, but Osteen pitched around those jams. Maury Wills came up a couple of times in clutch situations, couldn't get it done. He was 1 for 3 with a walk. He's now batting .462 with a homer and a ribby. Willie Davis was 1 for 4. He's batting .462. Lefevre, 0 for 4, .214 batting average. Lou B. Johnson, 0 for 4, .231 batting average. Wes Parker, 1 for 4, struck out twice, .214 with a homer and 3 ribbies. Tommy Davis, 1 for 4. He's coming down to earth. Still batting .417, 1 homer, 3 ribbies. Fairley, playing third base. He's played quite well defensively. Has never played. It's a third base experiment. We didn't want an automatic out at third, and it's worked. He's 1 for 3, a walk and a strikeout, batting .400 with a ribby. Roseburrow's been god-awful. He was 0 for 1. We actually pinched hit for him again. Stewart walked The pinch hitter Torborg came in to do the catching and had an at-bat. He was 0 for 1. Osteen was 0 for 2. Ferreira, the pinch hitter, was 0 for 1. Regan pitched did not hit, and Peronowski pitched not hit. In defeat, the Dodgers had 31 at-bats, no runs, 5 hits they were only able to muster, 3 walks, and 6 Ks. A tough day at the plate for the Dodgers. Dale Longsdale, how you doing? Happy New Year. ID Gesture says, good game out. Well, thank you. So the Reds go up 2-1, and they take game 3. Game 4 will be coming up on the channel, most likely tomorrow, I hope. And thank you very much. Health and happiness. Till next time, take care. Bye-bye. God bless. Happy New Year to you all. To infinity and beyond. You know what's coming, folks. Peace! Love you all. Thank you very much.